Well, this is different. Sori here. Sparky, Salty, and Chip. Vinny ran to the store to get something, and I needed to add this little intro so you guys would know what the heck is going on. We did a live listen with our patrons, and we did Nightwish Ghost Love Score. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. We are now, releasing it to you guys, and soon, within the next few hours, you'll actually get the full fireside chat that we had with them. And that was for anyone from $1 up. So join us if you'd like. If not, you can hang out and view it this way. Yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. And I feel weird doing this without Vin, but I will say it's very nice being in his awesome chair. All right, guys, Sori out. Here's the review about to start.
All right, it's time to rock and roll. Yo, a Nightwish tattoo. Yeah.
Wow.
Siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, I love it. Still I write my songs about that dream of mine, worth everything I may ever be. Child will be born again, that Simon carried him.
Done.
Whoa. Remember how I kept saying, like, I like the female vocals that are, like, clean and, like, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I love the desperate vocals, but aside from the desperate, if it's a female vocals, that is what I like. Whew, that girl can sing.
I mean, she's a badass, that girl.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, I mean,
I don't know what the song was about, though, because I was, like, focusing a little bit on the lyrics, and then I was like, you know what? Forget about it. I'm just going to enjoy what's going on here.
well, that's why I always say, like, my weakness is the way to life hack me is to suggest a live song.
Yeah.
It's because of that shit. Like, I want to see, can you really pull that off in real life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it just, you know, is it just studio magic, or is it really, like, are you really that much of a badass?
Yeah.
And she
definitely.
She is that much of a badass. For sure. Were they saying floor at the end? Because her name is Floor. They weren't saying Nightwish.
Vin and Sori sitting on a tree, loving Nightwish. Hee hee hee.
Oh my god.
Okay, what did you ask me? What?
I think they were saying floor at the end.
Floor?
I'm not sure.
Why
Her name is Floor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it properly.
Yeah, that's wow.
But good lord, if we can score a live, like watching these people live.
I thought it's Winter Sun that's going to be with Neville Scars.
Yeah, Winter Sun's going to be with Neville Scars. We should probably do a Winter Sun song.
Yeah, I know we should. Yeah.
Considering, you know, God. All right, so
Wow.
So let's start backwards. So I know you want to talk to the people, but right now we're going to do a regular Vin and Sori review.
You're right.
And then we'll talk to the people. We'll let them Skype in, all the rest of it.
Okay.
I need you focused right now.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, so
I loved it. I loved her voice. I liked the way that it, like, progressively got more and more and more intense until at the end, friggin' the wind was blowing in her hair, and she was like, I was like, man, what it must be like to be her. And like I can't imagine opening my mouth and having that much beauty come from it. That's crazy.
you got a lot of beauty come out of your mouth.
Not like that.
She's got nothing on you. Yeah, I feel like this is okay. There was that Dimmu Borgir thing that they were good live.
Yeah, but
there was
they were
Migla.
But
I don't know how to
they as a
pronounce it.
whole, like, you know, the band here was good too, but like her vocals were friggin' so amazing that she stands out above the rest.
She obviously cared. I mean, really, honestly, like musically, it wasn't very.
Yeah.
It didn't really go.
Yeah.
It didn't really go anywhere. But I think. But when I say didn't go anywhere, it's like it wasn't like, oh shit, this is some new shit.
But I don't know if, for me, I don't know if she wasn't so amazing, if I would have been like, wow, they're really good. But because she was like, she just drew so much attention that the other people, I didn't even, I was like, whoa,
I feel
time.
like Nightwish, and we'll probably have Pony call in on the Skype line, but I feel like Nightwish has always been constructed around the vocalist.
Oh, okay.
So they've had 3 singers, to my knowledge. They've had this Tarja, the one that And then there was the one in the middle, which is the one we did the Poet and the Pendulum with. And I guess nobody liked her.
Really?
Yeah, like there's all these memes about like you go through a breakup and then you know Tarja was a breakup and then the other girl was like the rebound that you, and she's gone and now Floor is like she took the mantle and now like people legit like okay.
Well, she's
and now there's like a Tupac and Biggie versus who's better, Tarja and Floor. Like you saw it in the chat where Pony's like I'm not entertaining this.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, because
Pony doesn't like this one.
No. Pony, I think Pony loves this lady. It's just,
people were saying other things, and so Pony was saying, "I'm not entertaining the discussion."
Right, I'm not. She's basically saying I'm not getting into the jihad about. And I remember I heard one song from the original singer, and she was, but this lady's like some cross between an angel and a rock star.
Yes.
Like she walked in and she knows it too. She's like,
"Yep,
look, motherfuckers."
Yep. No, it's true.
Like
it's true.
I am divine, a divine being. And I was surprised when she was rocking at the end. I was like, you know, like people who can like sing like that. She must be a classically trained. I was talking to Pony about it a couple. I'm pretty sure she's probably classically trained. I'm not sure. But the other one was classically trained. And Schoolcraft is classically trained. You got these like... I was listening to this song and then thinking about the Black Sabbath song that we reviewed. Because Sabbath was the beginning of metal.
Yeah.
Right? And like... It's like thinking to yourself, like, could those guys have imagined this is what art form that you created was going to metastasize into? You know, like...
Yeah.
It's a crazy... That's why I love live shows, because when I was in high school, like, I literally, like, spaced my life out for the live show. You know what I mean? And it had to be... So cool. And that's what I'm saying, like, you know, you go to these shows, especially in the new metal era, and the guy would show up with his hat backwards and sandals. One guy showed up in sandals.
Said that.
I'm like, come on, like I'm trying to escape from the terribleness of like my life, and here you are in sandals. Like you're supposed to be larger than life and shit. You know, like people are supposed to faint when they meet you.
I'm not sure if I saw you when I was driving here.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could have been just some regular dude in the crowd, not these people.
Right, no.
You know, it's like that Lewis quote where Lewis said, if you were ever to meet like a glorified Christian after the resurrection, you'd be tempted to worship because that's how amazing we're going to be. And like she embodied that. And it's a very interesting thing to me about the band is like, it seems like they're okay with that. Like it seems like they understand that we're going to make the woman the centerpiece. We're going to play some good solid metal progressions. We're going to have the synth in there, but the woman is going to be the centerpiece of the show. And it seems like they're completely good with that, and they celebrate it. They love it. And I think they were cheering her. I'm pretty sure they were saying, we'll have to ask Pony, but... so, yeah, the live show was... So, what do you think between them and Dimmu Borgir? Who had the better live show? We've only seen one clip of it.
I think that... Dimmu Borgir, if that's how you pronounce it, I think that they had the better live show in the sense of, like, what you saw and, like... how they had the group of, you know, the orchestra, you had the group of the guys. So there was like that production was better. Yeah. But these vocals are unbelievable. In my opinion, hers are unbelievable. Yeah. So she just murdered them. She just took it to a whole new another level.
Yeah, they couldn't fuck with her.
No.
Like even all those extra people.
No.
Theatrically speaking, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, if you're just talking about the vocal and how the music hits you, I got to give it to her too. That's very interesting. If you could combine both of those, like if they like said we're gonna blow a bunch of money and like, we're gonna have crazy. A Gregorian group here and whatever, that would be legit.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now I think, but I think it's close. I mean, I respect Dimmu, like what they did. It's like this to me.
Oh, wow. As far as the vocals on both the songs?
Just everything considered together.
Okay, yeah, I can throw in.
But I'll tell you what else. The fans of these people look to me like these fans were much more affected than the Dimmu people.
Yes. People were crying and hugging each other. Yeah. Did you see when they passed the water bottles? I think there was even one scene where somebody was just pouring to share with everybody.
Well, that was, I'm pretty sure that's a dude from the band that did that.
Oh, okay. It looked like it was just a person. Like it looked like it was farther in than somebody in the band, but.
Yeah. Live. They're live. They're badasses live. It's so interesting to me about metal. Like, for example, the Migla, I still don't know how to pronounce that band. The one we did yesterday, the one that I was listening to for 15 times in a row when I was taking my shower. They were okay live. They weren't really...
Yeah. No.
It wasn't life-changing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the song, obviously. I mean, they were okay live. But, like, it's like the diversity in, like, what makes you like something and what makes you not like something. Like, I feel like the lyrics for the Migla song, whatever it was, drove how I felt about the live performance. Versus this one was just, like, ethereal.
Gosh. Yeah.
Like, the thing that I like is when a band shoots for a certain type of image and they hit it.
Yeah.
So, like, they were shooting for... We're going to be this ethereal sort of, like, shit that you would see out of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And you will believe that you're in fucking, you know, I don't know where people live in the Lord of the Rings, but you will believe if you went to, like, I feel like if you went to one of those shows, like, you would feel like you were in, you know, Tolkien's universe or whatever it is. I don't know. We've got a live DVD. Now I'm like, how are we going to do this live? Because I want to do some sort of, like, group watch with the live DVD.
Okay, we'll figure that out later.
I don't know how we're going to do that because we have the...
we'll figure it out later.
That TV can do a lot of shit, so...
Okay, let's figure it out right now.
I want to figure out how to do it on the channel. But that's an afterthought. Okay, so let's... So, the live show is incredible. Unbelievable. Alright. Ghost Love Score. What did you think the song was about?
Like I said, I didn't really catch much of it because I was, like... reading some of it, and then but I'm too split when I'm trying to understand lyrics or feel a song. I just wanted to feel the song and, like, take it all in. There was a lot to take in.
Okay. It obviously love score. It seemed like there was a relationship issue, and relationship is probably over. She said,
I did hear her say that the person would make her bleed.
Yes. It's right there.
Take me, cure me. Kill
What did
me.
you...
It seemed like
I'll
on
bleed
that part. Oh, where is it?
My fall will be for you, my fall will be for you, my love will be in you. If you be the one to cut me, I'll bleed forever.
Yeah, it seems to me that she's like, I'm throwing all in with this, regardless of what it does to me. And, like, because she's going all in, if the person wants to cut her, fine, I'll just bleed forever. Like, or I don't know. I think I was just thinking the all in when I did hear that part. The beginning was when I was paying attention a little bit.
Well, it seems like she's saying that she's so invested in him that if he breaks her heart, that she'll never be healed.
Well, she says for him to cure her. Down here, she says, take me, cure me, kill me, bring me home. Every way, every day. Just another loop in the hangman's noose. So, to me, it just seemed like whatever he wants to do, it doesn't matter. Like, if he wants to take her and he wants to cure her, he wants to, whatever, like, it's just... I don't necessarily think that it's a healthy situation that she's found herself in, but I think that she is taken by him.
Well, yeah, I was just focusing on the, if you're the one to cut me, I'll bleed forever. Which means, I'm interpreting that as, she's falling so hard for him that if he cuts her, if he breaks her heart or whatever, then she'll never be... Because you do have people like that, like, there are certain relationships like that where if it doesn't... It's not that if it doesn't work out, but if they do something like... You know, we've had those conversations. Like, it's like... There's some relationships where it's like, hey, if you do this, the relationship will be over. And it'll hurt, but, you'll move on. And then there are other relationships where it's like, if they do something to you, like, unfaithful, cheat on you, whatever, it'll completely wreck you. And, yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, I don't think that's healthy. But at the same... I always wonder, because there was a line in the song here, and I'm like, where she talks about the line between show me myself without the shell, although that's not the line that I was worried about. Not worried, but I was like, okay. But that is a good one, though. Show me myself without the shell. What did you get out of that one?
I didn't hear that part, but without what shell? The shell of... What is the shell?
Well, I'm just assuming that... I'm assuming that she's talking about, like, everybody has all these, pretensions or things that they put out to people, and then there's only one or two people ever that really get to see who you are, like, inside.
Yeah.
But, like, it seems like she's so busy pretending to be other people that she doesn't even know who she is.
Yeah.
And so she's asking this guy to kind of be her
Help
mirror.
her break out of it? Oh.
Well, the mirror of her real self, if that makes any sense. What did you think of that?
Where did it say? Where did you get that?
Redeem me into childhood. Show me myself without the shell.
Oh.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Because as a child, you're kind of, kids say they don't know how to filter things. Like
Yeah.
they don't know that they're supposed to worry about how they're coming off to people.
Yeah.
So they'll just come, and then as you grow into adulthood, you start learning, like people don't really want me
Yeah.
for the raw truth of who I am. And then you start pretending to be the people that you think other people want you to be.
Yeah.
And then it looks like she
then
forgot
you lose
herself.
yourself in that. Yeah. What do you think revived the old sin of Adam and Eve, of you and me? Forgive the adorning beast.
Adoring beast.
No, adoring.
Yeah, I thought that was. What did you get from that one?
I didn't know what was
I
going
thought
on.
that was an interesting line. Relive the old sin of Adam and Eve. Well, I mean, taking part of the forbidden fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
Of you and me, forgive the adoring beast. Well, I think certain relationship, it's probably one of those like this is a forbidden relationship type of thing. Right? Because, I'm very, very surprised that there hasn't been some sort of, and maybe I haven't read enough literature, but I'm very surprised that there hasn't been like a Adam and Eve type story and literature, because that to me, like that relationship would be so multi-layered, it would be insane to me. Because it's like, on the one hand, they're the only ones that knew what a perfect world was and then lost it. Nobody else knows that. All the rest of us know it's just a fucked up world.
Right.
2, there's got to be like some hidden resentment between the two of them. Like Eve being like, "Why did you stop me?" and Adam being like, "What the fuck?"
Why
you know
did
what I
you
mean?
do it? Yeah.
You know, and that, but at the same time, like there's literally nobody else in the world that can relate to you but that person. So like there's so many layers to Adam and Eve's relationship, if you really just sat and thought about it, that it's pretty crazy. And I'm very surprised that nobody has written like a very,
or the introduction to sin in a marriage. You know what I mean? Like, because they would have known what it was like for them to just go along. There was no sin, so they weren't fighting. They didn't misunderstand each other. Like all those things weren't happening. And then all of a sudden, like not only did you get, you're sent out of the garden, and then you have like that hidden resentment-y thing that you were talking about. But now you're outside of the garden. There's all these other complications that keep coming up as a result, and you haven't been, like, it's completely new to you. You didn't see your parents doing it. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess they were. I don't think that God just left them there. So maybe they were in a pretty good situation, because as they started walking and sin was being introduced into who they were. Then maybe that's how, like, they had those conversations with God. He was their counselor,
Yeah, this is if you think about the Black Sabbath song that we just did.
Yeah.
Which was about a relationship, but it ended.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "You're not helping me.
You didn't help my
so
mind.
You're out of here."
Yeah.
which is a caricature, but I mean there wasn't much to work with that song. And then this song, it's very interesting about like relationships and how they work and why they fail and why they stay together. Like this one, it's like very, very romantic song.
Yes.
But it's like the stuff she's saying, I like, would you want our daughters?
I was just thinking, no, I don't want our daughters.
Like, would you want your daughter to sell out like that deeply into a relationship? But then I'm like, well, are they supposed to love like in this real guarded way to hold back pieces of themselves so that they don't get like completely wrecked in a relationship? Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, but I think the type of person that pulls so far away from their own self, so that way they create such a shell that they've lost who they are, is the exact type of person that's going to land in this type of situation where they're needing something extreme from the other person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This was the line that got me right here.
You're not listening.
No, I was listening, but this is the line that I was
Okay.
talking about.
Go
That's
ahead.
going to be the corollary to your other one.
All right.
Singing on the shoulders of an angel without care for love and loss. That's the one.
Okay, what about it?
Because it's like, when you're entering into a relationship, there's always that fear. and like to be able to enter into a relationship without that fear at all. So I'm not going to care about loving you and losing you. I'm just going to love you, boom, in that moment, period. And then if I lose you. You're going to cut me forever. I'll bleed forever. But I'm not going to worry. That's not going to pull me back from like completely giving my heart to you.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I think that's good too.
I think that's really, really good.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, how many couples are actually able to achieve that. And I
Yeah,
also
I don't know.
wonder with our doctrine of sin, is that even possible? Is it possible for two sinful people who will default to hiding things because that's the first thing they did, Adam and Eve, right? They hid. Is it possible for them to get back to that state? Because right before Adam and Eve falls in Genesis 2, it says the man and women, they were naked and they were not ashamed. And that is that stuff. Like, I'm going to be completely open with you. You're going to be completely open with me 24/7. Right? And then sin comes in and all of a sudden now they see that they're naked in their garden and all that. And so it's like, is it possible to get back to that state of mind to where you're completely open with the person and you're not not going to care about... Because she's very honest. If you cut me, I'll bleed forever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's like, I'm not gonna let that stop me from being. So like, I want that for our daughters, but not the bleed forever thing. Like I want our daughters to love that way, to be like, they find their guy, they get married, and then boom, like, love him with your whole soul and without fear and without restraint. But I also don't want them to bleed forever if he hurts her feelings, or not hurts her feelings, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. But don't you think that that's inevitable if you, like, completely give your heart to somebody, and if they hurt you, like, there's always a part of you that is, like, hurt?
I don't think... She said cut, not hurt.
If
You can hurt somebody and not cut them. I think
Cut sounds intentional.
There's only about, like, there's only like 3 or 4 things that will cut you in a relation. Like, unfaithfulness, right? Complete abandonment. Those are like, that will cut you. But just regular, I think they'll be able to... I think you can hold those together. I'm very curious when we start Skyping folks if like people think that that's even possible. That you could be that open with somebody in this life and then not have the unhealthy... See, I don't want them to have that mentality. If you cut me, I'll bleed forever.
Well,
like,
I know.
I don't want them to have that mentality. But then I'm like, but if you you have shells to cover something that's soft.
That's soft, yeah.
So like, if you unshell yourself completely, then
how can...
Then I don't know. I think they're probably correlated to some degree. I think you can't have one without the other.
Right.
And the really pragmatic side of me says, well, just tell them to kind of balance out the shell and the...
The shell and the openness.
Yeah. You just kind of, I don't know. I'm very curious to see what people will say.
I know, that's a...
I don't know who writes the lyrics for this band, but whoever does... Okay, here it is. Tomas Laurie Johannes Halapian. I'm not sure. Anything else that stuck out to you?
No. Oh, that's cool. The very first one, I didn't even see that. We used to swim the same moonlight waters. Well, would it be moonlit, but it says moonlight waters? Oceans away from the wakeful day. That's pretty sounding.
Yeah.
It is, you're right. It's very romantic.
You know what's curious to me?
Mm-hmm.
She says, I'm going to fall for you. Or we say things like, we fall in love. Why is... the I don't know, the moment, why is that called falling for a person?
Oh, I've thought about that a lot, actually. And I always thought that it was because it's not something that you tell yourself you're going to do. It's just something that happens. Like, all of a sudden you trip and you fall, and you, like, totally didn't plan for that. Like, you just fell. And so I always thought it was because you fall in love. Like, all of a sudden, boom, you fell into it, and you're like, whoa, I, like, love them. That's what I always thought it was.
Uh-huh. It's interesting because it's probably the only time in our vernacular
that we use the same language as when we sin.
Where
Out
fall,
in the garden.
well, where fall has any positive connotation. When does fall ever have a good connotation aside from that?
That's it. That's all I can think of.
That's a very interesting thought.
Yeah.
Because it's like fall is always almost universally perceived as something negative, but then for the the most existentially fulfilling aspect of human nature, we call that fall.
Yeah.
And that's in the Western English world. I don't know how it
What they
works,
call
and
it
we
other
have to talk to
places, yeah.
Colette about that. But like, that's an interesting concept to me. Like, you love a person, but you fall. I don't understand. I'm not particularly sure. Like, because falling is risky.
You could get hurt.
You could skin your knee, or your entire body could explode, depending on how far the fall is.
Yeah. Or you could just fall onto something that's safe, and you could be very comfortable there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, it's a very, very interesting thought. What do you give the song?
Oh, a 10. Obviously.
A 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Separate the performance from the song. What would you give it?
Separate her vote.
Just what we experienced on the show. Well, I'm not gonna do that because that's a song that we're reviewing. A 10. It's a 9.3 for me because the I felt like they were, I don't want to say lazy. Instrumentally, they didn't go anywhere.
Didn't need to.
Like the Migla song, I keep calling them Migla. That's not the name of the band.
Yeah.
But like I felt like
Okay.
it was a rhythm and a progression I'd never heard before.
Yeah.
And so like even though it was kind of repetitive, I'm like, okay, this was different. I never heard this before.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like the music seemed very generic to
Yeah,
me. And
but
I
what
didn't
about
think
her vocals? You haven't heard that before. Of all these songs we've reviewed, nobody's been close to that for female vocals. Or maybe that's just in my opinion.
No, vocally nobody's been there.
Yeah.
But that's
So there was an angle of it that was like, okay. So the
right,
other one you gave it a high.
I'm separating the vocals from the instruments.
Yeah.
But that's a good point though.
So you did on the other one.
I'll
You still
bump
gave it a 10.
Yeah, I separated the vocals from the instruments because the instruments I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And the vocal, but
You were
then
like, "Yeah."
but then I also went with the lyrics. So the lyrics were extremely unique.
Okay.
Like
And
my
you don't-
man Dirk said.
Yeah.
You know, missed the wrong tree or whatever. That's a pretty significant line.
That's true.
That song yesterday had lines that are gonna stay with me for months.
Oh.
Right? Self-crucified. Missed the wrong tree or whatever. That's gonna stay with me for a very, very long time.
Yep.
I'm not sure. There's no lines like that lyrically on this song, but the insight into human nature. Usually it's one or the other. Usually it's like, oh, if you hurt my feelings, blah blah blah, and it's like it dwells on that and it doesn't go anywhere else. Where lyrically, this one was like, yeah, I'm gonna bleed or whatever, but at the same time, like, I'm going into the relationship without any care for losing the relationship, even though I know it would completely destroy me if I did lose the relationship, and that probably intrigues me because of the way that I am. So. That's probably a conversation for later.
Probably.
That's why you get a little nervous there. I'll give it 0.2 points, so 9.5. That's my final answer. You will not bully me into giving it a 10. I refuse.
You're gonna regret it.
What was that song? Is it a Pink Floyd song?
Was it Neil that you didn't give a 10 to and you like regretted it later? There was one that you regretted it.
No, I didn't. I felt fine.
I think you keep listening to this one a few times and you're gonna be like, that.
No, they've got a live DVD. I'm pretty sure it was this show. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask Pony.
Okay.
All right, so 9.5.
For you,
For
10
you.
for me. I think she was incredible.
Yeah, she was incredible, but she wasn't the only one up there. If it was an a cappella thing, I'd have given it a 10.
Yeah, but how do you know that that's not the point of the whole thing? The point
That's
is...
my point.
And I think the way that you described it, where it was like, basically, you know, how you said... like, when we're in our resurrected form, if we might be tempted to worship the person. The way that she was putting out, and like everybody else seemed like they were kind of like, and I felt like that added to the whole exalting of the whole thing.
I agree.
And yes, raise the women up. Yes.
Oh boy.
10, motherfucking 10.
I knew that was coming out. All the social justice warriors would be riding down. All the white knights would be there to care for you. Yeah. No, I just wish they would have try to do something.
Maybe that was the point, is what I'm saying.
That
Maybe they weren't supposed to. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be like all these awesome blah blah blah.
It doesn't have to be awesome.
Everybody's trying to be awesome.
It doesn't have to be awesome. Just attempt.
Oh, I thought.
Make an attempt.
I didn't even. You're right. I didn't even notice it, but that wasn't important to me because I was so focused on her vocals and her performance, and I liked those little chains she had on her arm.
For me, if you had.
What?
For me, if you want a 10, you gotta come with something a little.
But what I'm
more.
saying is, didn't you give the masked people a 10?
I did.
Because what? Oh, but I already forgot. We already went over this.
Because
and you said
they were
because of their
well-rounded.
lyrics.
The
That's
instrumentality,
what
the
pushed it up.
lyrics,
but you said
and
that
the
vocals
performance.
were.
The vocals were okay. They weren't bad, but they weren't.
But they were just like her band members were. But you're saying the make it or break it thing is the actual lyrics. The lyrics in the other one is mad deep. You're gonna be chewing on that for weeks. These aren't.
Months,
You basically
I said months.
This one you basically have it. It's us.
I've never seen. I've never seen. I can't believe you did that. I've never seen you so passionate.
I would completely throw in so far. I'd be like, whatever happens. What?
I've never seen you so passionate about a song, Missy. It's very interesting to me.
I think she did a good job.
Yeah, I think she did a good job, but I'm not so sure about how passionate you are about the review here. Why are you trying to womansplain me into doing your thing, you bully?
No, because I just thought that you'll end up changing your mind later.
9.5.
Okay.
I refuse.
10 for me.
Even if I was gonna change my mind, I now definitely am not. Order! Order!
Okay.
I say, been out.
Sorry, out.
Gone.